Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome, excuse me, sorry. Welcome to our regular trading hours stream for Monday, the 17th of August. Wow, already halfway into the month. Amazing. Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Juan. How are you guys doing? Good to see you. Well, the markets are working nicely. We are, everything's working nice. The liquidating inventory from Friday was taken and sold in the overnight session a little higher. So overnight inventory was long and it is now corrected. So now what we do is we wait and see if we hold that overnight low after a liquidation like we had on Friday. It is not unusual for the market to go and test the previous day low. Oh, hey, breakout. Hey, welcome to the room. So in our Discord server, you'll see the ES live trading. So if you want to chat, we're there. Good to have you with us. Welcome, and welcome to all the new folks who joined over the weekend. Man, that weekend went quick, eh? Boy, it went quick. It's like we blinked and the weekend was gone. So this week, what do we have? What's cooking this week? Typical news week, nothing like really crazy news-wise going on. Sorry, I still plugged up a bit. Still got this stupid runny nose. So apologies for being stuffed up. Oh, there you go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to have you with us. Yeah, so let's see what's next. I think if we stay inside Friday's range, we'll kind of have an inside day, you know? So once again, look for choppy trading back and forth, inside Friday's range. Of course, if we break out of Friday's range, then we'll have change, right? And we're still bid, down in this 7804 area. I was talking about that in our Globex session. Before our Globex, I posted in our room, I said, if this thing holds 7804, 7805, it will auction up, and that's exactly what it did. And so you just get used to this type of price action where when you're inside the previous day's range, you just go back and forth. If we take out Friday's low, then of course the target will be down here, and this is where our inventory was before the move up. We're still in distribution. So if I let me show you on a half-hour candlestick chart here. If I bring over the half hour, you can see all of the positions really under this 77.83 down here. You see? Here's 82. And here you can see it. We've been distributing above, little sale, take it back up. We have a double top, so we know that the seller's engaged at 24, back down. So if you look at our morning session, I show you how to look at inventory using both candles and TPO. If you don't have a TPO, it's okay. You don't need it. But, you know, it's nice to have. You don't have to have it. You can use half-hour candles to pretty much get the same effect. Okay, let's see. What else are we doing here? What's next? What's next? Okay, so here's our cost basis. It's 78.08 to 13.5. Double it to 24.5, and it worked really nicely, right? Our levels worked really nice this morning. We hit 24.5 to the tick, and now we're in the discount zone, right? We're in the discount zone. Let me go and where's my VWAP? Where the hell is VWAP? Oh, it's right here. There you go. Nice distribution over VWAP. Little liquidation now. So if this thing holds, if it holds the overnight low, and if it holds this, we'll take this liquidating inventory in the discount zone, and we'll go and try and sell it back over 13. Okay? Pretty simple stuff. The point of control is 3,500 contracts. It's up just under 78.17. We'll look for that to kind of move down. So we'll take this, buy it all back here, then go resell it at higher prices for profit, right? The world's biggest used car lot, my friends. That's all this is. Really nothing more than that. How's everybody doing? You guys have a good weekend? I have not taken a trade all morning. I had a bunch of calls, so I didn't really get a chance to trade. And I didn't even open up my software, which I'm going to go do that now. Alrighty, trading software open. Now, say you're building a long position here, right? I'm going to go in and mark the sellers. There's going to be sellers when you get up here. Just so you know, I'll mark off a couple of areas. See that we hit 78.08. Right away, they stepped in and sold, right? These levels, if you learn how to draw these levels out, and it's not difficult. It's not at all a difficult thing. If you learn how to do it, you'll save yourself so much time and trouble because you'll know where to do business, right? They'd be like, oh, I'm not going to buy it up here. I'm looking for a short, or I'm not going to short it down here. This is the discount area, and I'll be looking for a long. Okay. You guys get it? Does that make sense? Remember, it's just a market. Don't let anyone overcomplicate it and give you some long drawn out story about how trading is so complicated. It's not. Trading is simple, right? Execution is difficult, right? That's why we save our energy for execution. So we're not driving ourselves nuts, right? Execution should be what you're focusing all your time and energy on. When you've been in a position in your past when you can read the charts so good, that you can't stop pulling money out of the market, would appreciate a non-laughing advice in respect to how did you limit yourself. Hey Redcom, let me see if I get this clearly. So, have you been in a position where you can read the chart so good that you can't stop pulling money out of the market? Well, oh, look at that bid. And we're off. I'm not sure how to answer that. Um, how do you limit yourself? Well, the thing is, I grew up in the business, Redcom? So, how do you limit yourself from overtrading? Is that? I just want to make sure I've got your question proper. How do you limit yourself from overtrading? Okay, sorry, I grabbed the fives. No, where did I grab it? I'm long at 6. I'll be right with you. I've got a sell order out at 8.25 on one, and the next one I've got a sell order out at 9, and I got taken. So I was long 5.75, 6, and selling them at 9 because I just saw that they were just a bid. At first, I had no problem at all because I was so surprised I was making money, I would just stop. Um, on some client accounts, when I am trading and we're having a good day, like there's one of the client accounts that I trade, where we can do 20, 30 grand in a day. And I find I kind of hit a limit, right? I get a little tired and I stop. What I do, Redcom, is as soon as I start making mistakes, I stop. So say I'm up 5 grand on the day, or even 1,000, right? And if I start making like really obvious mistakes, right? Or if I notice my discipline is starting to fade a little bit, then I'll stop. But generally, if the market is really good, right? And I'm not taking silly risks. Sometimes the market will give you your A plus setup over and over and over. Like sometimes it'll be in a like I remember one day we had like an 18 point or a 16 point range, and it was just back and forth, and I was taking half of it, and all I had to do was take the look below and fail, and I think I took like 8 or 9 times. And then later on, as the day kind of grew, I started noticing myself slipping. I was starting to get a little tired, so I stopped, you know? So now we're going to come test that overnight low. Let's see if we catch bids there. So once again, look below and fail of the overnight low. I don't, if you are making money and you're not taking crazy risk, I don't think there's anything wrong in trading a lot. If you're taking good trades and if your setup is presenting itself over and over again, right? I I don't think that's over trading. I think that's taking advantage of the business, right? I'm looking for the previous day low. Alrighty, let's see what we get at that previous day low. Let's see, do we take it out? I'm looking for a look below and fail of 97. And this is the cost basis. This is 4 times discount. Okay. So if you're doing a look below and fail here, and you're buying the 98s, stop under 97. Now we're looking for this green candle to see where they sell into it, right? You know that they're going to sell into it up here. So if you're long 98, I'd throw in a 99 and 3/4, 78 and a 7800 and a quarter offer, and see if we get there. Now, if the market doesn't hold 97, get out of the trade. But if you're long and the lows hold 97 on this candle, you're okay. You're going to get some rotation upwards. I'm out one at 99 and 3/4. I'm offered at 7800 and a quarter, and I got taken on 2 contracts, so I'm flat. How do you know if the bid's there? You'll see the offer moving up. Great question, Harry. If there is a bid here, right, like we just saw, right, I bought 90, I was buying the 97s, the 98s, and I was selling 99 and 3/4 and 7800. You'll see the offer move up. The red line will start moving up away from the bid to coax it up higher. You know what I mean? See if they'll pay more. That's always the thing. Will they pay more? That's why we always watch the seller. The sellers will tell us if there's buyers. I know that's crazy. It sounds weird. Everyone's looking for the buyer. You know who will tell us where the buyer is? The seller. The seller will go, oh, there's a buyer here. I'm going to raise price and see if they follow. See, like right there? There you go. You can see the sellers at the same level, right? The seller is who you follow. Don't worry about the buyers, right? The seller will tell you if the buyer's there. It's really quite a beautiful thing. Redcom, I hope that answered your question. Little choppy here. Let them mess around with it a bit. Why are my trades so tiny? Oh, well, because that's all there was there. I was long 98, sold it at 7,800. Where would you have liked me to have taken it? Also, James, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you guys how to trade with a little bit of common sense Because let's face it, most of you guys don't know how to trade, okay? So for me to take a trade and try and put a $20,000-$30,000 trade together, that's not really going to show you much because you're going to go do it in a $2,500 account and blow yourself up. How did I know I should get out at that point? Because I knew there was a seller there. Do you not see where the seller was, where the white line is? I mean, it's pretty obvious. Right? You have to trade the market. You can't be in a fantasy land, right? I can't buy 77.98 and think I'm going to sell 78.20 when there's a seller at 7,800, right? That's kind of like you're a little touched in the head if you think that, right? Doesn't make any sense. You can clearly see there's a seller here, and then they move down, and then they move down, and then they move down. So what I'm trying to do instead of trying to impress you guys, I'm trying to show you guys how you can make money. So now if you take a trade and you make 2 points with one contract, that's $100. If you make it with 2 or 3 contracts, it's $300. Now, James, let me ask you this. If you make $300 a day, that's an extra $6,000 a month. Do you actually make $6,000 a month trading or more? I would say that there's maybe 1 or 2% of the people who are listening to this call who do. You don't, right? So now does my trade look tiny if you make $6,000 a month as opposed to nothing or losing money? So does it make sense now why the trades are quote unquote tiny? Because it teaches you how to actually earn a living instead of living in fantasy land. Right? Everybody thinks trades have to be huge because that's marketing. Right? You guys have gotten sucked into all this bullshit marketing and none of you are making any money because you think that you have deserved to make 5, 10, 100 grand a day trading when you don't have any skill. So I'm trying to teach you the basic skills that you need to actually be profitable. Right? You can use small moves with large size. James, what if I told you that you could make 5, 10 grand a day trading for 4 or 5 point trades, sizing up, right? It's a business, so I'm trying to teach you guys the business, right? I do have an advanced concepts thing that I work with larger traders, right? Yeah, give it a shot. We will teach you. Don't let them try and sucker you into, oh, you've got to hold trades for 30 points in markets where you can't, right? You have to understand where you're doing business, right? And we'll teach you. We'll be happy to teach you, right? Now, let's see if we buy these 98s again. Let's see if we can hold that 98 bid. So you buy a few at 98. Now I'm putting a sell order at 99 3/4, which is just under where they were selling before. If that offer doesn't get taken, I will flatten the trade because it's better to make 3 or 4 ticks than to lose 3 or 4 ticks. Right? You let your orders tell you whether or not the trade is working. Really simple stuff that people just don't understand, right? So what I try and do is I try and teach people the business and then I give them really what it is. It's a realistic way of getting you guys to try and make some money. Because 99% of the trading instruction and the rooms out there are not realistic. It's like taking a person off the street and saying, hey, you're going to make some quick money doing brain surgery. Okay? Did you go to medical school? No. Have you even taken human anatomy? No. Well, here's a scalpel and go ahead and try and do some brain surgery. It's just ridiculous, right? So I have traders who do 5, 10, 15, 20 grand a day that I work with. And the actual trades are the same trades, just on longer time frames and with more size. So I teach you how to make $100, $200 a day. And then as your level of skill improves, we scale up. Just like if you came to me, James, and you wanted to be a race car driver, right? If you wanted to be a race car driver and you came to me and you said, I want to be a Formula One driver, would I hand you the keys to a Formula One car? No, you'll kill yourself. You probably wouldn't even be able to get it off the line. So first we're going to start you in a go-kart, right? Make sense? Pretty simple, right? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that you don't have any skill. Learn how to trade and then level up your trading, build your level of skill, build your capital. Everything I do is common sense. If the trade doesn't make business sense, you don't take it. So I bought 98. I saw that it couldn't get up to 99. I scratched it at 98 and a quarter. Right? Now I'll wait for the next setup. Right? There's no reason for me to be long 98 because the thing's offered at 96. So you can see there's a seller right there at 97. See the top of that candle? As soon as we got up there, boom. So I'll look for lower and then a retracement back up. If not, it'll break this and come down and take out the 94s. So everything we do makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, don't bother with it. Right? If you can't explain your trade to a 4-year-old or a golden retriever and have it make sense, you don't know what the F you're talking about. All these people who are talking about you got to look at the VIX, you got to have confluence and flatulence and look at the footprint and the book nose and all this shit, they're all full of shit. Watch the offer, you can tell that there's a seller. I was long 98, I scratched the trade, right? If I was really on the ball and I wasn't talking to James, I would have gone short 96, 95. Put some bids at 92, 93 and see if I could cover. If we retake 96, you scratch, right? There's got to be a business reason for the trade. Otherwise, there's no sense taking it, right? You take quick losses. You learn how to admit you're wrong quickly. You save your capital. Now let's see when we get up to 97 and a quarter whether that seller is still there. Everything has a reason. If you go into a trading room, right, all these people who say they're great traders, and you ask them, hey, what's the business reason for this trade? And if they go, then they don't know what they're talking about, right? Remember, this is a business, folks. This is not Vegas. You're not at the Mirage. You're not at the MGM sitting in front of a slot machine, okay? This is a business. The business is about moving inventory, right? If you don't know why this business exists, come, we'll teach you, right? We'll teach you, right? Now, I know there's going to be sellers up here at 99, so if you're long 97, 98, go see if you can sell one at 99, 99 and a quarter. If you can't, you know what to do, right? I told you it'd be choppy, right? It is choppy. We did a look below and fail. Take your profits quick. Next seller will be right here at the top of this candle, and then it'll be up here. So you know where the sellers are, so when you go and buy a position, you know where to put your sell orders. Simple. Right? This is not rocket science, right? Well, I took three. I took one that worked, one that didn't, and then one that worked. So I took 3 entries off of that. And that's the thing, Prism. When you're practicing, you will take all 7. As you take this trade over and over again, you will start to understand the subtleties of it, and know when not to trade it, when to wait for it, when to let it develop. Those subtleties cannot be taught, but they can be learned through experience. The good thing is it's all repetition, right? Once you understand why the trade works and the business reason for it, then it is just a matter of repeating the mechanics of it over and over and over again. As you do that, and if you can focus on just that, right? If you just focus on that one look below and fail trade and you master it, you can go from making 2-3 grand a month to 30 grand a month because you can scale up. Learn how to do it. It's simple. It's not easy. It'll be frustrating, right? Embrace the frustration, right? All right. In uncertain areas, you can size down, definitely. And when the order flow is a little bit better, Aaron, you can size up, right? That's exactly what it is. It's range bound. The seller, here's a little secret. The people who are selling here and stop selling here, they're the same people. What they're doing is they're absorbing the overhanging inventory here, going sideways. When we flushed out all these longs, we'll go back up and resell it. If the buyers don't come in, if the order flow doesn't come in, we'll put it on deep discount. Really simple. So now you know what's going on. You don't have to overanalyze it. You don't have to be looking at 20 or 30 different things. You just simply trade, right? And if it's really choppy, like if the candles are like really small like this, leave it alone. That means business is slow. Get it? Now, once we put a position underneath 78.01 together, we'll take that and we'll go sell it up here. Pretty cool. Nice, simple, and more than anything else, you can execute these business plans. And that way you don't have to have, you see people on X, right? They've got a 3-4 page trading plan, right? It looks like a master's doctoral thesis, right? You don't need that. They're not going to make any money when they're trading. You cannot remember a 3-page trading plan when you're getting punched in the face. You're just not going to remember it, right? There's no way you can be expected to remember all of that stuff. What should an investor do? Come join my course and I'll teach you how to invest like a professional. An investor should buy companies where the CEOs don't give away a lot of free stock. The chart will tell you. An investor should read the securities filings, find out where and how the company spends its money. Look and see if the company's being fiscally responsible or do they waste a lot of money. Companies that waste a lot of money are usually not good investments, right? Yeah, if you're in my coaching class, Aaron, if you're in my mentoring class, I'll throw you in the investing course for free. I was gonna put it out this month. I got a little delayed because I got sick when I came back from holiday, but it should be getting done pretty soon here. Yeah. So let's see here. Yeah, it's not a dumb question. Yeah, I've helped tons of people pass prop evaluations and actually pull money out of those firms. I think it's great. I think it's great, but you're never going to remember it under live fire. Nothing wrong with having a flow chart. I tried it. But, right, it's a waste of time. I think it's a waste of time. I might get into trouble for saying that. You can use without overcomplicating it. Example. If we hold 97, then long stop under. See? You can start small. I'm a big advocate of simple because when you're getting punched in the face, you're not going to remember 20 or 30 things, right? Yes, Mike, definitely. What is my point of view of trading VP ranges? I really don't know what that means. Like trading a volume profile? It doesn't really make sense because where are you going to put your risk? You see, I give you guys this. Okay, look at this. Now, you can overcomplicate it if you want, right? Feel free. But I know that there's a seller here at the top of that candle. And you see this candle can't even get to the top of that candle. So is there any reason for me to go long? No reason, right? Yeah, just DM me, Mike. No problem, right? So there's really no reason to overcomplicate this. I can tell you everything that's going on in this market from this 1 minute candle chart. I know there's a seller at 97.5 and they're competing there. When will price go higher? It's when the sellers here see buyers and raise their prices up to 98, 99. Until then, this thing's on sale. So there's no reason for me to even think about going long until we clear 98. And then when we do, I know there's going to be a seller right here, right? You know there's going to be a seller there. And you know there's going to be a seller there. And there's going to be a seller all the way up because we had a liquidation, right? So what I would like to see now is we're starting to hit resistance, right? Where there was support. I'd like to see a big flush down maybe to the middle of this zone, down to 86, and then to pop back up, or all the way down to 75. That would be cool. But it's a little slow right now, so let's see what the cap drags in for order flow next, right? We want to keep this simple so you guys don't have to kill yourselves and lose your hair and get ulcers holding trades that don't work, you know? We want our friends to make money. We don't want you stuck in bad trades, right? So as soon as the business reason for a trade goes away, boom, you go away, right? There's no reason to stick around in bad trades, right? 86 is the middle Attila of the thing, right? I'd like to see a nice deep flush because when you flush it deep, what you do is you take a lot of people out who are just kind of hanging on by the skin of their teeth, right? Oh, what if your judgment is slower than your stop loss? Then what I do, Aaron, is I have a very special method of training where I throw wrenches at your head and you learn how to move quick. Just like the movie Dodgeball, right? If you can slip and duck and dive a wrench thrown at your head, then you'll learn how to move faster. Just like my solution for overtrading is I hit your hand with a hammer when you overtrade. You won't overtrade very much if I just slam you on the hand with a hammer, right? And if your judgment is slow, I'll make you faster, right? I'm old school. See, look, we got the seller. Do not step in there and try and buy this now. Let them sell it. Let them choke everybody out of it. Grab every single contract. Hold retail upside down. Shake all the contracts out of their pocket. And then look for a long if you're looking for a long. Right? Right? We'll teach you how to move quick. Actually, I have exercises that I do with people that train them how to put trades in quickly, how to react quickly. That's all. It's just practice. That's all it is. It's just practice. Hey Leslie, how you doing? Yeah, I can't trade on Wi-Fi. I have to be plugged in. Listen, if you're a video game person, then you should be able to understand how to do this. It's learning to move quickly, right? So that's why they have a simulator. They don't have a simulator so you can pretend you're trading and making a lot of money. They have a simulator so you can learn how to use the software quickly so you don't hesitate, right? So when you see the opportunity, boom, you're there. When you see it going wrong, boom, you're there. Right? Speed. You got to be fast. People always say, JJ, it's too fast. I'm like, get faster. You know, it's like that movie with Antonio Banderas. The guy gives him a sword and he goes, this sword is too heavy. And the guy looks at him and he goes, grow stronger. Pretty simple. I have a 4 hour chart. Here, I'll show you. Let me bring it over. One sec. I have a 4 hour chart. I also have a daily chart and a weekly, but here's a 4 hour, right? So you can see there's like it hung up at 78.30, finally selling down, right? So, the 4 hours, you can use that, right? I don't trade off of it. I just use it to kind of know where we are, you know? What's going on here? Catching some bids at 91.5. Give it some time. Once it pops back over 98, you can take a little long up into the twos and the ones. Make a couple of points here and there. Just take it easy. It's Monday. We just started the week. No reason to overdo it, right? Pretend you're in Vancouver and you work for the city of Vancouver, right? So Monday morning you come in, you have a coffee, you gossip with everybody. You're in no real hurry to get to work, right? Pretend you work at the DMV, right? And it's Monday morning, right? Just no reason to get, all, what do they say in New York? There's no reason to get all hyperactive, right? The market's obviously in no hurry. Why should you be, right? We're just collecting all the contracts from above. Pretend that this is like a washing machine or a vacuum cleaner, right? Oh, we left 2 underneath the couch. Go pick those up. Oh, there's 3 contracts under the bed. Go pick those up. Right? That's all we're doing. Once we have a position, we'll go take it and sell it. If we have to flush it, we'll take it down underneath 77.86. Right? But until then, don't overtrade. Just relax. The market's setting up for a nice couple of trades for you guys. No reason to push it. Right? Sometimes it's okay to be lazy. Because while you're being lazy, you're letting the market show you where to do business, right? Much easier doing that than pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Just chill. Nice and easy. Let's go. Go see what the cool kids are doing. Apple 304. Oh. Amazon 261. Let's see if we can fill that gap on Amazon. That'll be interesting. NVIDIA hitting some traffic at the 227 level. Ooh, SpaceX. Damn. Let's see if we can get back over 150 in SpaceX. I wanted that a lot cheaper. Tesla hit traffic at 348 as predicted. Google's really not doing much. I don't like Meta. It's too gappy, gaps up, gaps down. I don't know how the hell you trade that. It's a disgraceful chart. Intel 103. Bit of a slow day. That's okay. It's still August. Yeah, exactly, Milo, right? See how small the candles are getting? Candles get small. Just take it easy, right? No reason to unduly strain yourself, right? It is in the middle of August. It's still summer. Can't tell today. It's cloudy as heck. But it is still summer. It's like the first time in like 20 years that I've actually fully enjoyed summer. It's been pretty cool. Business is slow, right? Business is slow. And that's okay. Thanks, Prism. Yeah. It's actually cool to like do summer things again. Stuff I haven't done since I was like young. So when you start doing deals, you just kind of you lose track of time. Just simple stuff, man. Hanging out with the crew in my building, having a few drinks, smoke a cigar. Nothing fancy. Okay, let's get up and see if we can clean up. Have we cleaned up everything under 97? Right? Can we get up and start cleaning up the 98s and the 99s, right? So once we have position underneath a level, we're going to take that and sell it up here. Now, you know there's going to be sellers all the way up, so they might have to settle to sell it at 98, right? Yeah, just simple stuff, Aaron. See, there's a seller at 98. Now, one clue you can use, long or short, if it starts holding Friday's low, be careful on the short side, right? If this thing sticks Friday's low, be careful on the short side, right? Your goal as a trader is to take every Friday off. Your goal as a retail trader is to work 4 days a week, have a 3 day long weekend. Your other goal as a retail trader is to never trade the last 3 days of the month. Every month end you should be either at the cottage, or if in the UK you should hop a flight to Spain for a couple of days because they're cheap, right? Something like that, right? You want to let everybody else hit themselves over the head with rocks. You go chill. That's what the smart money does. The smart money makes their money at the beginning of the month. By the end of the month, they're done. Nobody will ever tell you that. The people who are left fighting over the scraps at the end of the day, the end of the month, the end of the quarter, right? They're not the smart money. The smart money's already made their money and they're enjoying it. That is your goal, right? That is your goal. Your goal is to let the market work for you, right? You know, because if you make, like, if you're making $500 a day, make a little money Monday to Thursday, maybe trade small on Friday if you have to, but, you know, have a long weekend. Enjoy yourself. Listen, I did it the other way, where I did not take a holiday from 1995 to 2021. And the only time I had off is when I had a heart attack and open heart surgery. It's not any more enjoyable to take the stress route, right? Are you from Long Island? Yeah, my best friend in the business and business partner was from Miller Place. I had a lot of guys. One of my crews was from Port Jefferson, Miller Place. Had about 6 guys that we did deals with. Good times. I miss my Long Island crew. Never had so much fun and made so much money. Laughed all the way to the bank. And there's just certain things that happen in Long Island that don't happen anywhere else. So we got a seller right here. See right there, they're selling. Boom, 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 there. So if these sellers see buyers, they will lift their offers. They're trying to lift, right? They're trying to lift. Let's see if we've got the order flow to print the 99s. Remember, if you're long on the look below and fail of 97, make sure you have your orders out so you can sell into strength, because the move might not last very long, right? Yeah, rat hole is definitely a Long Island term. It really means nominee. I don't know who came up with that. It's when you disguise ownership. of a stock. Oh boy. It's a slow one, isn't it? Now I bet you as soon as I'm done on the YouTube, this thing will move. It always happens that way. If it's slow, it's slow, it's slow, it's slow. And then as soon as I get off the air, the thing just jumps. I'm like, oh, great. Thank you for putting everybody to sleep and then moving when I'm done. Oh, well, what are you going to do, eh? Oh, hey, Brian. Oh, Huntington, cool. No, to look below and fail is this, right? Now, Jonathan, it can happen really quickly, or it can take like an hour, right? This here technically is a look above and fail. You're right. Of 97, right? These three candles, right? If this 92, 91 bid holds, most likely we will go and sell it higher. On the look above and fail, if I was Sergio, had I been, it would be the top of this candle is where I'd enter. I'd be 95 short, 97 stop, 94 bid, 93, and 92. Not a lot of meat on the bones in that trade, right? Right now, we're kind of in this kind of crappy range, right? And you got to be really, really precise on your trade entry. So, being that it's Monday, and I had two trades that worked, one that didn't, and I've only had one cup of coffee, I won't push it, right? I already know if I start trading too much, I'll overtrade and screw it up. So it's also kind of helpful to know yourself a little bit, you know? And everybody and listen, I'm not special. I make the same mistakes you guys do. So if you start to trade and you start to screw up, then you'll try and overcompensate and make the money back. And then you end up digging yourself in a bigger hole. And it just goes from bad to worse, you know? So we try to really, really avoid that. Sometimes it's okay to be a little lazy, sit on your hands and chill out. You know, the thing is, you don't have to be in a trade all the time. And once you're cool with that, things get a lot more simple. Oh, it happens to everyone, Aaron, right? It happens to everyone. It really helps to know what kind of market you're in. This market, because of the short squeeze that happened over the last couple of weeks, it's made the price action a little choppy, right? Because the thing is, nobody really wants to put on size up here. So the people who are buying this are people who are really forced to buy it, short sellers. And then you have people who are like chasing price, thinking that it's going to do one of these, right? There's not a lot of real size coming into the market here, right? So once you understand what kind of business is going on, you can kind of adapt. You can size down, trade less, right? You don't want them picking your pocket. Right? The nice thing about this business is you don't have to trade today. Like today, you might not make any money, and that's okay. It happens. But the thing is, if you don't make money today, your biggest thing is to not lose money, right? It's okay to take losses. There's nothing wrong with that. But we just want to make sure that when we do take a loss, that we take small losses and we're there the next day to trade. That's the most important thing, right? Because you just have to preserve your capital so you're not over trading. And as soon as you start feeling yourself get stressed out, stop. I cannot overemphasize that. As soon as you start feeling stressed, as soon as you start feeling pressured, right? That's not a good thing in this business. As soon as you start feeling pressure, like, oh my God, I'm not doing what I've been sitting in here, I'm not making any money, my wife's gonna, just stop. Take a step back and take a breather, right? Don't worry, the trade will come. 91 needs to break? Yeah, it does. We all have to work on different things. You know, one thing that you guys have to give yourselves, you guys kind of have to be a little bit easy on yourself. I have never seen anybody pop out of the womb and start trading and make money. I have never seen anybody just sit down at a computer other than that movie Limitless, right, and just start to make money, right? So we're always working on ourselves. And I'm a big believer in using trading psychology before you lose all your dough. Be aware of how you're feeling. If you're feeling stressed out, if you're not feeling well, if you had an argument with your girlfriend, if your cat or your dog is sick and you're stressed out, don't trade, right? Don't trade. We have to be at our best. We have to be thinking clearly because as soon as we start pushing it and trying to get the market to pay for things, that's when we start losing lots of money. You know, it's really important that you're in a good headspace when you're trading. No use using trading psychology after you've blown up your account, right? You want to use trading psychology before you lose your dough, right? So you can use it effectively to manage yourself and your emotions. It's okay to be emotional, right? It's okay to be stressed out. That's a part of the business. But don't be too hard on yourself. This business will be hard enough on you without you doing it to yourself. Okay? Just take it easy, one day at a time, nice and slow. It'll all come together. I know it seems like it takes forever. VPOC is above us. Yeah, Milo, you want to wait a little bit, my friend. Pretend that they have to clean the hotel room, right? Let them finish cleaning the room, right? That's basically what's going on. I'm still waiting for like a nice big flush before I'm thinking about buying. Hmm. Any questions? Yeah, it's okay. It's Monday. Just take it easy. There'll be decent trades later on. Look above and fails are harder to take because in a trending up market, Attila, it's tough shorting, right? Even right now, if you were position short, there's a really stubborn bid at 91 and a half, right? So you'd be waiting for that 91 and a half to break, right? Really on the volume profile question, I'm not really looking at this that much. I'm just looking to see the position. I'm getting all my really good information from the 1 minute chart. I can see that there's a bid right there every time we get down to 91 half. All right. I really like the 1 minute candle. It's just so simple. How much is my lifetime coaching or lifetime membership to the room? I think the room is like $2.99 lifetime membership. Yes, just DM Steve. Yes. Hey, there we go. The one-on-one coaching, I charge 3 grand for life. Unlimited time, lifetime coaching. So I work with you every day, every other day until you're profitable and then past that. And it doesn't matter how long it takes. And I also guarantee my work. Unless you have a gambling addiction that you haven't told me about, I can make you profitable. See how we got that 91 and a half? I have a 98% success rate because it's lifetime coaching. There are no limits. I will haunt you until you're profitable. I will haunt you like an annoying old grandmother until you are profitable. I'll just keep on you, right? Cool. DM me anytime, Prism. It's vwaptrader1 at Gmail. Thank you guys. I really appreciate all your questions and being with me this morning. Have a great, great morning. Reach out if you need help. And remember that Steve is giving away some prop accounts if you join the room. So please check out Trading Syndicate. We would love to help you make some money in this crazy business. I got to hop and record a podcast. We'll have that out later on. Thank you, everyone. Have a great trading day. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.